sports quizzes. Hello, sports quizzes, and welcome to the second MDUK virtual celebrity sports quiz, where we combine the greatest thing in the universe, sport, with the thing that originally made us realise we were part of a universe, which is asking questions and attempting to answer those questions. That makes a sports quiz, and this, the high point in the history of human civilization, with all due respect to the guy who whacked a lick of paint on this place in one of the great sporting contests of all time. He, of course, won the 1512 All-Italy ceiling painting competition. Welcome to this quiz. I am, actually, hang on, let's get you warmed up with a question here. Which sports quiz host am I? Am I A, Sue Barker, B, David Coleman, C, Judge Jeffries, or D, Andy Zaltzman? I'm sorry, it is D. Sorry to disappoint any fans of Question of Sport or indeed of 17th Century Justice. Your chief quizmaster for this evening's MDUK Celebrity Virtual Sports Quiz will be Gabby Logan. Once again, she'll be joining us very shortly. Hello to those of you who are joining us again, having joined us in the first quiz, and also welcome to our virtual celebrity sports quiz first timers. Great to see so many people have tuned in already. We're up to over 70 viewers stroke players for today's quiz. We've raised over £400 just for today. That's taken up over £14,000 in total raised in our sports quizzes. Already with us today, Quizzer Whizzer is here. Ali Bray, thanks for joining us and donating. Joel, looking forward to the quiz and raring to go. And Team Beckers United are all ready to go. Don't forget there is a prize for the best team name. More on that later. So let me quickly run through the format of tonight's quiz for you, particularly for those of us who didn't join us last time. There will be 5 rounds of 5 questions. You can record your answers using the answer sheets provided in the YouTube description below here where you're looking at it. If it's easier, you can write your answers down using this kind of space-age technology, a bit of paper and a pen or pencil. I'm not going to judge you. Go whichever way you want on that one. And then you can submit your answers online at the end of the quiz. There will be time to submit those questions online. There will be plenty of time before we go to the answers and results, stroke glorious victory, stroke shameful defeat, stroke graceless crowing over your friends and family members who you've just beaten senseless. You're playing, as before, for legally enforceable bragging rights and ownership of a Premier League football team of your choice. Sorry, I am hearing that prize has sadly just been withdrawn. Can we get a county cricket club instead? That must be possible. See if you can make some calls while we're on air. We will be releasing a results table tomorrow, so please, no cheating. You're only cheating yourself and the entire world of sport, which has had quite enough cheating scandals to deal with over the course of its history. In fact, more details came out today on one of those cheating scandals. Lance Armstrong, one of his former teammates today, claimed that he rode the 2003 Tour de France on a Kawasaki 350. So the cheating, it seems, will never end. There will be, as I said, an award for best team name. Do let us know yours in the comments section below on the YouTube channel. Last time's winners were Muscular Dystrophy. And bear in mind, I'm judging this and I have no fear of the pun. A few bottles of Luna coconut rum and a case of Bloody Drinks pre-mixed Bloody Marys are up for grabs. The quiz is free to play, but let's not forget why we are all here: to sacrifice 100 head of oxen to Almighty Zeus, to nudge him to guide our way out of this. Oh, sorry, that's my script for tomorrow's cabinet meeting. Sorry, hang on, let me get the right one. We're all here to raise important funds for Muscular Dystrophy UK, a wonderful charity that helps the people, 70,000 odd people in Britain who have muscle wasting diseases. We suggest donating £5 per player, but whatever you can give as an individual or as a team will be gratefully accepted. Your help is more important than ever. MDUK is facing one of the biggest threats in its 60-year history with the current COVID crisis. Many people with muscle wasting conditions at very high risk from COVID-19, making MDUK support and advocacy at this time absolutely vital due to the increased demand for new information and support offered in a new virtual way to anxious and vulnerable people who are now more isolated than they were before. So please do help if you can. Text MDUK 3 to 70660 to donate £5 or go to the Just Giving page, that's Virtual Sports Quiz, to make a donation there. So this is only the second virtual quiz that we have hosted, so please do bear with us if there are technological difficulties. I have my own backup technology ready to go just in case. I will call each one of you in turn. Please be patient. And a coop full of 30,000 carrier pigeons with the questions tied to their legs, and another 30,000 pigeons with the answers tied to their legs to let go at the end of the quiz. So we will get through this. We will get through this one way or another. Thank you once again for tuning in. Are we ready? Are we ready to begin the sports quiz? The runners are at the top of the runway. The horses have done the hacker. It is all systems go for the second MDUK Celebrity Virtual Sports Quiz. And now, technology permitting, we will join our Quizmaster, President of MDUK, Gabby Logan. Hello, Gabby.
Hi, Andy. How are you?
Very, very well, thanks. How's lockdown treating you?
It's been okay. It's been all right. I'm missing work. I'm missing live sport, but I'm finding lots and lots of things to fill my time. And I've got teenagers, so that's been a joy. It's been lovely, actually. Genuinely has been lovely. And I've just found kind of enjoying the simple things, like a lot of people. You know, it's been good fun. So I'm
any new skills you've learned?
Any what? Sorry.
Any new skills? I baked my first ever cake, which was an incredible disaster.
It wasn't a new skill, but I think it's probably been 25 years since I completed a 1,000-piece jigsaw. So I think that it doesn't count as a new skill. It's a kind of just dusting off an old skill, maybe. I cook a lot anyway. I'm not a baker, Andy, I'll admit. But I've been doing a lot of more writing, which I've wanted to do years, which has been lovely. And haven't we been blessed with the weather as well? So just seeing nature kind of coming into its own, because I'm so often at this time of year traveling and away at big sporting events that I haven't even noticed that we had some magnolias, you know, things like that. You just kind of go, oh, we've got plants that I didn't know we had. So, and wisteria, I never see the wisteria. So just the little simple things, and keeping everybody well and healthy is the main thing, I guess, isn't it?
Indeed.
Okay, Andy, thank you so much. You've obviously done some nice painting at home as well. That is a beautiful fresco that is behind you there.
Yeah, just knocked it up in an afternoon.
And we'll be flip-flopping throughout the quiz, going backwards and forwards with our various rounds. As Andy mentioned, this is all live. Last time, little bits of it more on tape. You know, we're hoping it's all be technologically foolproof. I actually changed a painting behind me before we came on air tonight. That could fall off. Lots of things could go wrong, but we know you're with us, and you know that you're with us for MDUK as well. As you know, the annual sports quiz, of course, because of the coronavirus, had to be moved from its original date, and you came out and you supported our first online virtual quiz to the tune of £13,000. And a big shout out from the teams from that night to Fighting Back for Jack. Here, a big hurrah for them. And for Florence Nightingale, they scored 25 out of 25 in that first quiz, which is pretty fantastic. So obviously today we're hoping that you're going to do well, but we want you to be tested a little bit as well. We've all seen the effect of the coronavirus on businesses, on charities, on institutions, and this year there'll be a funding gap of £2.8 million for Muscular Dystrophy UK, and we really appreciate you coming out tonight. As Andy mentioned, just text a £5 donation if you feel like it, if you will, please, to 70660 for taking part this evening. Remember to open your multiple choice answer sheets as well. You're going to need to click the SurveyMonkey link in the video description. And there you can obviously write your answers. And as Andy said as well, if you prefer to write your answers, you can do. There's going to be loads of time at the end of the quiz to submit your answers online should you wish to do so. And also, please let us know your name, your quiz name in the comments section, because we will be awarding a prize, as Andy mentioned, for the funniest days, but keep it friendly, please, family friendly, that is, because it's still before the watershed. And hopefully it will be by the time we get through this. So let's get cracking, and we'll move on to round one. This is called the Euros, true or false. We're all disappointed that the Euros, of course, have had to be moved, postponed till next year, we hope. And they would be starting at the beginning of June. And so to help with that loss, to help with the loss of hours and hours of the beautiful game, we've put together a true or false section of the Euros. All these questions are based around the Euros. Okay, so I'm going to deliver a statement about the European Championship, as it used to be known, or the Euros, as it currently is. And to win a point, you've got to guess whether the statement is true or false. Are you ready? I think that's a yes. Let's go. Spain is the only country to have retained the European Championship trophy. Is that true or false? Moving on, Wayne Rooney has scored the most goals for England at the European Championships. True or false? Third question. Wales have the highest average of goals scored per match. Is that true or false? Fourth question. Croatia have won the European Championship. True or false? Question 5. The result of the 1968 European Championship semi-final between Italy and the USSR was decided by the toss of a coin. True or false? Now, I know in the previous round, I went back and asked you all those questions again. I'm just going to have a little voice in my ear to tell me whether or not we want to go through and do that, or do we think you've had enough time? I can't hear you at home shouting for me to read any of those out. So I'm going to read them all one more time. Okay. Spain is the only country to have retained the European Championship. Is that true or false? Wayne Rooney has scored the most goals for England at the European Championships. Is that true or false? Question 3. Wales have the highest average of goals scored per match. True or false? Question 4. Croatia have won the European Championships. True or false? And finally, the result of that 1968 European Championship semi-final between Italy and the USSR was decided by the toss of a coin. True or false? Okay, and I just have to apologise. I think my AirPods aren't connected to the sound on this, so you might be hearing instructions coming through there. I'll rectify that in just a moment while we take this very short break, because last time, of course, you remember we had a Celebrity Challenge bonus round, but it's not really a break, it's a break from me, you'll be relieved to know, where, of course, just for fun, you have to guess which celebrity wins the challenge that we set them. And you may remember last time we had a brilliant winner in Ryan Sidebottom, England cricketer, of course. And so Ryan is now going to nominate our new celebrity challenge. Here he is.
Hi everybody, it's Ryan Sidebottom, your celebrity champion from the last celebrity quiz. I got 13 in the toilet roll keep you up challenge, and also I got 5 with the tea bag challenge. So now I nominate 3 new challengers. It's Graeme Swann, Alec Stewart and Phil Tufnell to be the king, the champion, who's going to get the crown next. Also, don't forget, the last quiz raised amazing, important funds for MDUK, Muscles Matter.
Well, the toilet roll challenge rumbles on and on, facing each other today. Alec Stewart and Phil Tufnell. Who do you think is going to do better out of those? And can either of them beat Ryan's score of 13 from the last quiz? 13. Also, he was wearing, as I recall, a tutu, and was basically dressed as a fairy with a wand. That sounds about right? So it's Phil Tufnell, renowned super athlete. He could have been pretty much top level in any sport he chose to. Certainly Formula One, judging from a lift back from a cricket match I once got with him. Fortunately, he chose to be a specialist spin bowler with a mission to make batting and fielding to international standard look achievable for us ordinary sports fans. Against him, Alec Stewart, record-breaking batsman, 10-time nominee for dapperest cricketer at ICC's annual Fashion Awards. He could time a cricket ball like a prize souffle. These two sporting legends are going up against each other in the toilet roll challenge.
Hello, my name is Greg Davis. This is assistant Alex Horn from the TV programme Taskmaster. Thank you for supporting this, doing this and being this. Okay, it's the Celebrity Sports Quiz and I've got a task for you. Here we go. Film yourself taking part in the Toilet Roll Keepy Uppy Challenge. Most continuous toilet roll keepy uppies wins. I think that's self-explanatory. Good luck. Have fun.
Hi everyone, Phil Tufnell here. I'm about to take on the toilet roll keepy up challenge. 15 seconds and see how many I can do. Here we go. Oh, that was 5. I know it's tough times, but please try to remember to donate. Thanks very much.
Hi, this is Alec Stewart and I'm all ready to do the toilet roll keepy up challenge. Well, happy with that. That was 15, so please donate to MDUK and don't forget, muscles matter.
Well, it's that kind of skill that makes us all thankful that our toiletular technology moved on from a sponge on a stick. And I think we're going to agree a couple of lovely gardens there as well. So that's 15 for Alec Stewart. Some superb thigh work there from the former England wicketkeeper, knocking Ryan Sidebottom off top spot, knocking Charlie Hodgson, rugby player, paid to kick things, down to 3rd place. That shows what a great sport cricket is. Phil Tufnell, well, he has plenty of other skills. He's down on 5 in just off the podium in 4th out of 4. So that is the current standings in the toilet roll challenge. Don't forget to keep donating MDUK3 to 70660 to donate £5 or go to the Just Giving page virtual sports quiz to donate there. We've had over £600 of donations already today. We're up to 115 viewers for today's quiz. £14,500 raised in total in our 2 quizzes. Thanks for joining us to Froster Cricket Club, Wycombe Wanderers, Team Patrick of the Q Trust. Let's get quizzical. That's a strong early runner for the best pun team name for today's quiz, all the way from Glasgow. Norfolk and Good. Norfolk and Good. That's family show. That's pretty strong. And the Fat Sweaty coaches all taking part tonight. Thanks everyone who has joined in. And it's time to rejoin Gabby for round 2.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Andy. Yeah, just disappointed from Charlie Hodgson there. I thought I expected a little bit more. Maybe we'll see more in a moment. Right, it is round 2, and it's the picture round. You're about to see 5 different slides, and each slide will have 4 pictures on them. To win a point, you've got to guess which one is the odd one out. For example, if there was a picture of James Haskell, Owen Farrell, Johnny Wilkinson, and John Terry, it would be John Terry, who's the odd one out, as he is a footballer, and the others, of course, are rugby players. That makes perfect sense to you, doesn't it? They're not all going to be quite as straightforward as that, okay? So you have a minute on each slide, and I wish you well. Good luck.
So how did you get on in that round? I think question 5 there, I really love it. It's a fantastic question. If you get that question right, then you really do know your sport. As you know, we are here tonight, all of you, on this beautiful, beautiful evening across most of the country, because we want to have a good time. We want to answer questions about sport, but we also want to raise funds and awareness for muscular dystrophy UK Muscles Matter. So I have another great message from one of our supporters for you now. She was a Paralympian in the archery squad in 2016. And of course, this year, all the Paralympians and the Olympians have got to put their ambitions on hold for another year because the Olympics and Paralympics will be moved to 2021. So we're delighted that we can hear now from Paralympian Chloe Ball-Hopkins.
Hi, Chloe Ball-Hopkins here. So I was diagnosed with a form of muscular dystrophy called myopathy when I was 4 years old. And thanks to the support of MDUK over the years, it's meant I've been able to go on to do some pretty incredible things. I skydived for the charity, among other things. But for me personally, I got into archery a few years ago and actually had the chance to compete for Great Britain. I won a European bronze medal that year, set some world records, and I just got back into training for hopefully next year's Paralympics as it is now. And then all this craziness started happening. And actually I think that's what's really clever about what's happening right now and why I'm talking to you. Muscular Dystrophy UK is there year in, year out for people like myself. And during this time, the sports quiz should have happened at Lord's, which I have attended so many times and loved. It's an incredible experience. But yet, MDUK is still putting it on. So not only are they still doing what they can to raise awareness and funds for people like myself, they're also giving you something really fun to do from home. So thank you to MDUK for everything they do all the time. But thank you to you as well for helping make lives easier during the weirdest of times as well as every day. So I hope you enjoyed the quiz, have a great night, and thank you so much for donating and being a part of this.
Well, yes, this sports quiz was supposed to have been taking place tonight here at Lord's. I mean, this is the new plans for Lord's at the MCC. They've just been leaked out. They've taken advantage of the current hiatus in international sports to give the old ground a bit of a makeover, and this is what it's going to look like next summer. But as you will have heard from Chloe, the muscular dystrophy community needs your support more than ever. It needs support and advice more than ever in this current crisis. So if you can donate tonight, please do. This will help Muscular Dystrophy UK continue to support the 70,000 people living in the UK with muscle wasting conditions. Text MDUK3 to 70660 to donate £5 or head to our Just Giving page. The link is in the video description down there. So so far we've raised £720. Let's see if we can push through to 1,000 in tonight's quiz and up to 15,000 from the two quizzes put together. We have 125 viewers so far. I mentioned for Jack Gorder from Fighting Back for Jack, the winners of the last quiz. Jack has muscular dystrophy and will be competing day 26 of his 2.6 challenge tomorrow. He's raised over £1,500 so far. So well done, Jack. Do support him as well. Shout outs to Rubbish at Quizzes. Here's a team name, Northern Quarantine. Not nice to get a quarantine gag in there. Welly Wangers and Big Dogs. Big Dogs are in the house. Dogs generally not that good at quizzes in my my memory of routinely beating my two Labradors as a child in Trivial Pursuit. Now, on to round 3. MDUK have made the naive mistake of allowing me to set a round of questions. So strap in. I cannot be trusted with this level of responsibility. The theme is sporting curiosities. Here are my questions. I've been told to cut this down from 903 questions to 5. So we'll have our sporting curiosities questions now. Right. Are you ready? All of these have a genuine answer. So I may have a slight reputation for embellishing the truth and indeed embellishing falsehoods, but these have a genuine answer. So question 1, we all know the Olympics is the absolute pinnacle of sport and that some sports in the Olympics are completely and utterly ridiculous. Mentioning no sports, you know exactly who you are. But question 1 in our sporting curiosities round, which of the following sports, or which of the following has never been an event at the Summer Olympics? Which of the following has never been an event at the Summer Olympics? A, ice hockey. B, horsey long jump. C, whacking people with sticks. D, military patrol. Or E, sculpture. 4 of them have been events at a Summer Olympic Games. Only one hasn't. Which has not been? So that's your question 1 in this sporting curiosities round. Question 2. Now, oh, hang on, I forgot my graphics. I've got graphics. Look, that used to be an Olympic sport. That's the 1912 Olympics tug of war. Question 2. We're going back to 1963, the 9th of February, 1963. You don't need to be a rocket scientist to know that the 9th of February, 1963 was the day that the Boeing 727 made its first flight, although you probably are slightly more likely to know that if you are a rocket scientist. But on that day, something happened in this game in the 5 nations that has not happened in any 5 or 6 nations match ever since. This is Ireland against England, 9th of February, 1963. What was the thing that happened in that game that hasn't happened since? Was it A, a 0-0 draw? B, it was the last time the referee was from the home country of one of the teams playing. It was an Irish referee. C, it was the last time a drop goal was scored that was worth 4 points under the old rugby scoring system. Or D, it was the last time in a 5 or 6 nations game that all 4 starting props scored a try. So which of those was it? A 0-0 draw, the referee from the home country, a 4-point drop goal, or all 4 starting props scoring a try? Right. Are you ready for question 3 of the sporting curiosity round? These are the 4 sportsmen involved. Well, there's 5 there, well, 6, but 4 of them are involved in this question. What unusual double feat links the following 4 sportsmen? Rugby league legend Leslie Vainicolo, they're about to, shall we say, not entirely sidestep an opponent. Lord's double century making New Zealand cricketer Martin Donnelly. Harlequins, premiership winning wrecking ball hewn from granite immovable Leviathan flanker Mauri Faasavalu there. Playing rugby as rugby was intended to play, with the facial geological marvel that is Jacques Berger, formerly of Saracens, and the former Wales scrum half and World War II hero Maurice Turnbull. What strange double feat links these 4 sports players? A, do they both have a sibling and a spouse who also played international sport? Was it B, each of them made his international debut and played his last international match on his birthday? Was it C, all played for England in one sport and against England in another sport? Or was it D, all set a national record during a match only to see a teammate break that record before the end of that game? So those are the 4 options for question 3. What unusual double feat links those 4 players? Question 4, we're moving on to cricket. The greatest of all sports. Here is a page from a 1930s magazine about what cricket would be like if it was played on the moon. That's there for no reason other than I like people to see it, and I hope you like that. There's a full description of it underneath, which if you've got an extremely high definition screen, you might be able to read. But it is a truly extraordinary piece of scientific research, sadly proved to be not entirely true. I don't know if Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin did play let's set up a net and have a bit of a knock around. I don't know when they're up there. It would be a shame if they didn't. Anyway, cricket is, of course, universally acknowledged as the greatest thing in the universe. My question about cricket for you is this. Indian cricketer Sunil Valson did what, but without also doing what? So he did a thing that's usually associated with another thing, but in his case, it wasn't associated with that thing. So did he A, play every match for an entire season for Delhi in the Indian Ranji Trophy competition without ever batting or bowling? Is it B, he's the only player to have scored a first-class century without hitting a single boundary? His 100 came up with 93 singles, 2 twos and a 3. Is it C, he won the World Cup but never played a single match of international cricket in his entire career? Or was it D, he was man of the match in a one-day international in which he was not actually playing? He came on as a substitute fielder, took 3 catches, 2 of them one-handed, and made a direct hit run out with a throw from the boundary for the final wicket. So those are the 4 options. What did Sunil Valson do without also doing? On to question 5 of the Sporting Curiosities round, and something for fans of American sports here. We're going back to 2003 and what's known as the Steve Bartman incident. You can see him there in the blue cap. In 2003, Chicago Cubs fan, Steve Bartman leant over from his seat to try and catch a ball that he thought was going to be a foul ball hit by Florida Marlins batter Luis Castillo, but succeeded only in deflecting it from the grasp of his own fielder, Moises Alou. You can see his arm There, the game turned. The Cubs, who had been on the brink of making it to the World Series for the first time since 1945, lost. They then lost Game 7 of their series, and their chance of glory, and Steve Bartman, sport being sport, was horrifically scapegoated. But what became of this? The fateful ball in that incident, the fateful ball that Bartman tried and failed to catch and deflected away from his own fielder. Was it A, it was cast in bronze and presented to the Marlins coach, Jack McKeon, after his team went on to win that season's World Series? Is it B, it was blown up in a ceremonial explosion and the remnants then made into pasta sauce? Is it C, it was fed to a rhinoceros at Chicago Zoo and Cubs fans paid $100 a ticket to watch the cursed ball guzzled down by their local rhino? Or was it D, taken into space by this man, who's Chicago-born NASA astronaut John Grunsfeld? There he is, and he threw it away into orbit whilst on this spacewalk. He took the ball to space. He was so disgusted with it, he threw it into space. So those are your questions for the Sporting Cure. I've been holding this up. It's really heavy. I've got them all on my screen. I could have just read them out. So let me repeat. Do we need to repeat all the questions there? Just hearing from a producer. Okay, let's go. Which of the following has never been an event at the Summer Olympics? A, ice hockey. B, horsey long jump. C, whacking people with sticks. D, military patrol. Or E, sculpture. Question 2, what happened for the last time in a 5 or 6 nations game in February 1963? A 0-0 draw, a referee from the home country, a drop goal worth 4 points, or all 4 starting props scoring a try? What double feat links Leslie Vinicolo, Martin Donnelly, Maury Farsavalu, and Morris Turnbull? All had a sibling and a spouse who also played international sport. Each of them made their debut and final international appearance on their birthday. All played for England in one sport and against England in another sport. Or is it D, all set a national record during a game that was then broken by a teammate before the end of that game? The cricket question, what did Sunil Valsan do without also doing? Played an entire season for Delhi in the Ranji Trophy without batting or bowling. He scored a first-class 100 without a boundary. He won the World Cup without ever playing international cricket, or he was man of the match in a one-day international in which he was not playing. And finally, what happened? Question 5, what happened to the ball from the Steve Bartman incident 2003? What happened to the ball that Steve Bartman deflected away from his own fielder and prevented the Cubs reaching the World Series? A, it was cast in bronze. B, blown up and then turned into a pasta sauce. C, fed to a rhinoceros. Or D, taken to space by a NASA astronaut and thrown into an eternal orbit. Those are your 5 questions. Here endeth the Sporting Curiosities round. I hope you've enjoyed it. We are about to have a quick 5-minute break, or as it's also known, a 4-minute break, to give you the chance to top up your drinks, speed bake a Victoria sponge, or whatever other 4-minute activity you're into right now during lockdown. But first, it's time for our second celebrity challenge, the Straw Challenge. Now, long-time viewers of this sports quiz will remember the last time John Regis, 200-metre sprinter extraordinaire, edged out Ryan Sidebottom by 9 Ps to 8 in the straw contest. Truly one for the ages. I'll be talking about that one as long as people are picking up peas with straws. This time, trying to knock Regis off the top of the P podium, it's off-spinning marvel Graeme Swann. Can England's finest off-spinner of the past 60 years rise to what many people say is his greatest ever challenge? Let's find out.
Oh, hi again. It's little Alex Horn here with another task for you. Thanks again for supporting this magnificent charity. You're doing a wonderful thing. Here we go. Film yourself putting as many peas as possible into a bowl using a straw in 15 seconds. Peas into bowl using a straw in 15 seconds. You can use peas or beans or chickpeas or jelly beans for this challenge. Something pea-sized, please. 15 seconds. Good luck.
Hi, this is Graeme Swann for Muscular Dystrophy. Seeing how many peas I can get from that bowl to that one with a straw in 15 seconds. I'll wait for it to get to go. One of them went all the way up. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
What a truly sensational performance from Graeme Swann, 250 test wickets. And it's that kind of know-how, that kind of experience of what to do with small round objects that made him able to put more peas in a bowl than either John Regis or Ryan Sidebottom. What a superb victory for the former Northamptonshire and Nottinghamshire Tweakmeister. 10, that's going to be tough to beat. That is tough to beat. I mean, scientists reckon that the maximum a human can do in 45 seconds is 13 Ps, but can anyone beat Graeme Swann's 10? We are now going to a quick break, 4 or 5 minutes. Thank you to everyone who has joined in so far. We've now raised £1,230, £1,230, 135 viewers. We are over 15,000 for the 2 quizzes that we have held. Thank you so much to everyone who has joined in and who has contributed. Thanks to Sally Whitted for her incredibly generous donation. A few more teams have joined us. Team Ratty and the Nonce Quiz Team Urugu. Team Jack Russell is for life, not just for Christmas. I assume that's referring to Jack Russell, wicketkeeper. Obviously a long-time teammate, stroke rival of Alec Stewart, who we saw doing so brilliantly with the toilet roll earlier on. And Pastaman 123. Thank you to everyone who has joined us for today's quiz. We will now have a 4 to 5 minute break for you to go and brush up on your sporting knowledge of every single sporting thing that has happened since the start of the Olympics in 753 BC. Back shortly. Welcome back for the second half of tonight's MDUK Virtual Celebrity Sports Quiz, or Celebrity Virtual Sports Quiz. I forget which is which. Text MDUK3 to 70660 to donate £5 or go to the Just Giving page. Virtual Sports Quiz. Details there, as you can see on your. Oh, they just go. Oh, they're back. They're on the screen. There's a slight delay here. I'm loving this. So welcome back. I hope your halftime oranges went well. I hope you're back for the last two rounds of the quiz with the harsh words of your manager ringing in your ear, inspired to go out and prove him wrong. Assuming it was Sir Alex Ferguson, which it may or may not have been. Are you ready for round four? I'm just here. We may have temporarily lost Gabby Logan, or at least lost contact with Gabby Logan. I don't think we've lost Gabby Logan herself. Just wanted to hear. I'm being told. I'll tell you what we'll do while we're waiting to see if we got Gabby back. I've got a couple of bonus questions to let's try and cover this gap as we wait for Gabby Logan, and you text MDUK3 to 70660 to donate £5. Here's another Sporting Cura, spare one from the Sporting Curiosities round. This is not counting to the overall quiz, but here's another cricket question. In the legendary Oval Test of 1882, Gabby Logan is in the building, I'm told. I'll just finish this question. In the legendary Oval Test of 1882 that gave rise to the Ashes, the game was so exciting that one of the spectators ate through what? Ate clean through what? A, his own arm. B, a full-size marshmallow replica of W.G. Grace that was being sold at the ground on the day. C, the handle of his umbrella. Or D, 1 apple, 2 pears, 3 plums, 4 strawberries, 5 oranges, followed by a selection of sweet and savoury snacks and 1 green leaf before he made himself a cocoon and turned into a butterfly. That is the question while we're waiting to find the link back to Gabby. Look, Gabby is with us. The answer is C. It was the handle of his umbrella. I expected to ate clean through the handle of his umbrella. It was so tense in the incident. Directly prompted the Gladstone government to legalise the stadium hot dog, and the rest is history. Right, we are ready for round 4. Back to your quizmaster, Gabby Logan. We are not back to Gabby Logan. No.
Yeah, I'm here. I've been here all the time. I'm just waiting for you. It's round 4. Thank you very much, Andy. By the way, Andy, I know you're asking questions about sports on the moon, and I'm wondering whether or not cricket has indeed taken place. And obviously, that was a beautiful picture. Did you know that Neil Armstrong wanted to take an English football, to the moon, but NASA said no, it was unpatriotic, and he said, well, stop it, I'm not taking anything else then. So there you go. Right, let's move on to round 4. Now this, of course, was a slightly controversial round, shall we say, on the last round. To win a point in this round, you must guess whether the answer is higher or lower than the answer before. So I will say a statement at the beginning, and then the questions start after that. You receive a bonus point if you can guess the exact figure. I'll read out the questions and then repeat them at the end. Okay, are we ready? This is your statement. In 2018, an amateur snooker player from Liverpool, Sean Maddox, surpassed Ronnie O'Sullivan as the youngest player to make a competitive maximum 147 break at the age of 15 years old. Question 1. Jamie Vardy is currently the top goal scorer in 2019-2020 Premiership season. Is the number of goals he scored higher or lower than the age of Sean Maddox when he broke his snooker record? So Jamie Vardy, the current top goal scorer in the suspended Premier League season, is the number of goals he scored higher or lower than the age of Sean Maddox when he broke his snooker record? Question 2. Is the number of balls on a snooker table higher or lower than the number of goals scored by Jamie Vardy? Is the number of balls on a snooker table higher or lower than the number of goals scored by Jamie Vardy? Question 3. Is the number of Ashes Test Series won by England higher or lower than the total number of balls on a snooker table? Is the number of Ashes Test Series won by England lower than the total number of balls on a snooker table? Question 4.
We are having some technological difficulties reaching Gabby Logan in her mountain lair. They're very hard to get a signal up there. So we had got to, I believe, was it question 3? The number of Ashes, is the number of Ashes Test Series won by England higher or lower than the total number of balls on a snooker table? The total number of Ashes Test Series won by England higher or lower than the number of balls on a snooker table. And bear in mind, you can completely discount the 1990s when it comes to number of Ashes Series won by England. Dark times, having just terrible flashbacks. Question 4. So Anthony Joshua has lost only one fight. Is his total number of victories as a professional boxer higher or lower than the number of times England have won the Ashes? Is the number of professional victories for Anthony Joshua higher or lower than the number of times England have won the Ashes? And we are on to question 5 now. Dina Asher-Smith became the world champion in 200 metres in 2019, setting a new British record. Is her new British 200 metre record higher or lower than the number of fights Anthony Joshua has won? So the seconds it took Dina Asher-Smith to win that 200 metre world championship race in 2019, is that higher or lower than the number of fights Anthony Joshua has won? So I will repeat that round for you. Do we have Gabby back yet or not? Just waiting to hear. No sign of Gabby Logan. So let's go quickly back over this round. In 2018, 15-year-old Sean Maddox surpassed Ronnie O'Sullivan as the youngest player to make a competitive maximum 147 break in snooker. Jamie Vardy, current top scorer in the 2019-20 Premier League football season, is the number of goals he has scored higher or lower than Sean Maddox's age when he broke Ronnie O'Sullivan's record? So Vardy, has he scored more or fewer goals than 15 years of age that Sean Maddox was when he broke Ronnie O'Sullivan's youngest 147 record? Question 2 is the number of balls on a snooker table higher or lower than the number of goals scored this season by Jamie Vardy? Question 3, the number of Ashes Test Series won by England, is that higher or lower than the total number of balls on a snooker table? Question 4, Anthony Joshua has lost one fight, but is his total number of victories higher or lower than the number of times England have won the Ashes? And Dina Asher-Smith's new British record for 200 metres, is that higher? Is that the number of seconds that took? Is that higher or lower than the number of fights Anthony Joshua has won? Right, it's now time for our final celebrity challenge. Now, what we have here is a classic contest. This is the tea challenge, which you may remember from last time, the tea taskmaster. You have to throw a tea bag into a cup. This is a skill which you would expect cricketers to excel. It involves throwing things accurately at an object, and tea, a drink which is a fundamental part of any cricketing day. A drink so good, cricket built in a 20-minute rest period so everyone could have a cup of it. That's what a great drink tea is. So you'd expect Alec Stewart, Phil Tufnell and Graeme Swann to be at the absolute pinnacle of this sport. The tea bag challenge. Who will win? Over to Alex Horn.
Oh, it's me, Alex Horn from Taskmaster, and I've got a task for you here. Here we go. Film yourself throwing as many tea bags into a mug from a 2-metre social distance in 15 seconds. So 2 metres away from the mug, please. 15 seconds. How many tea bags can you get into the mug? Most tea bags wins. Okay, good luck everyone, and goodbye.
2-metre social distancing challenge. How many tea bags into the greatest mug available? 15 seconds. Here we go. Ready, steady, go. 1. Come on. Oh, bad throw. 2, 3. On fire. 3. Come on. Drop in the tea bags. 3. I'll take that. Difficult, but good. Not overly impressed with myself there. Only the 3 tea bags in the mug. But most importantly, please donate to MDUK. And remember, muscles matter.
Phil Tufnell here, about to take on the tossing a tea bag into a teacup from 2 metres away. I've got 15 seconds to see how many I'll get in. So, here we go. Oh, nice. Oh, lipped out. Oh. Yes. Oh, time's up. Okay, how did we get? Starting to get into a bit of a rhythm there. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 teacups, 4 tea bags into the teacups from 2 metres away. And I know it's tough times, but please remember, if you can, to donate. Thanks very much.
Hi, this is Graeme Swann for Muscular Dystrophy. I'm going to see how many tea bags I can get into this mug in 15 seconds from 2 metres. And the clock starts now. Oh, that's a double throw. This isn't going well. None.
Well, what an absolutely disgraceful performance from Graeme Swann there. No tea bags from one of England's greatest bowlers. I mean, he was getting some lovely drift on some of them, maybe too much. Maybe he wasn't trying to get it in the tea bag, maybe just trying to drag the batsman out to play the wrong shot on the tea bag. We don't know. Whatever reason, that was awful. Phil Tufnell, master of flight, floating out shades of his great performance against the West Indies at the Oval in '91, floating those tea bags into the cup. 4 for him, and a fine effort from Alec Stewart, more used to having gloves on as a wicketkeeper. Still managed to get 3, and it went for, interestingly, a more difficult angle, I think, from standing up down to the tea bag on the ground. So it made it more difficult for himself, very much like facing the West Indians on a tricky pitch in the 1990s. So a good effort from Stewart, still leading the way after 2 weeks, after 2 quizzes. Ryan Sidebottom on 5. So Tufnell wins this week's challenge with 4. Now we have a short video from Oscar and Sebastian, who took part in the 2.6 challenge for Muscular Dystrophy UK just a couple of weeks ago.
Hello, my name is Oscar, and my twin sister Sebastian. Hi, I'm your dose 9. We've both got SHD muscular dystrophy. Muscular dystrophy makes it hard for me to play sport that I like playing golf. Muscular Dystrophy UK gives my family help and support, and helps scientists research treatment and cures. In lockdown, we did 26 laps in our garden to raise money. Thank you for supporting MDUK. Please don't forget to donate. Go! Lap 6. 9 laps to go. Lap.
Ready? Arms up, together. Yeah!
Oscar and Sebastian, as you see, they've raised nearly £6,000 for Muscular Dystrophy UK to help out the charity. Text MDUK3 to 70660. That will donate £5 or go to the Just Giving page. Virtual sports quiz. We've raised over £1,200 so far. A few more teams to mention. Quiz Teamer Aguilera. Strong work. Quizard Gabby also here, and a special thank you to Bernie Henderson from Team Orange, the London Marathon legend. Now, technology permitting, we will rejoin Gabby Logan for round 5, the 5th and final round of tonight's quiz.
I'm here. Hopefully I'll stay here. And I've been very unlucky tonight, Andy, with my technology. I've been with you all the way, and in the minutes that I'm due to come on, it all seems to go a little bit wrong. And nobody in the house has been allowed to go on the internet tonight, so I don't know what's going on. But I'm here for the final round, and hopefully it'll stay that way until the end of these questions. Right. Every quiz needs a general knowledge round, and here is yours. But of course, we're sticking to a general theme in sports. So to win a point in this round, you need to answer the questions correctly. Here goes. Question 1. Who is the current female #1 tennis player? Is it A, Simona Halep, B, Karolina Pliskova, or C, Ashley Barty? Simona Halep, Karolina Pliskova, or Ashley Barty? Question 2. The Man of Steel is an award in which sport? Is it A, Gaelic football, B, rugby league, or C, rugby union? Is Man of Steel an award in Gaelic football, in rugby league, or rugby union? Question 3. Which horse won the Cheltenham Gold Cup this year? A race that was very lucky to be even run, let alone won. Was it A, Lost in Translation, B, Album Photo, or C, Santini? Lost in Translation, Album Photo, or Santini? Question 4. Who scored the second goal for the USA in the 2019 Women's World Cup final? Was it A, Rose Lavelle, B, Megan Rapinoe, or C, Alex Morgan? Was it A, Rose Lavelle, B, Megan Rapinoe, or C, Alex Morgan? And the final question, which team has won the Premiership Rugby Cup the most times? Is it A, Bath, B, Leicester Tigers, or C, Wasps? I'm going to run through those questions quickly for you one more time. I think I'm still with you. I haven't been told I'm not. I hope I am. Question 1. Who is the current female #1 tennis player? Is it A, Simona Halep, B, Karolina Pliskova, or C, Ashley Barty? The Man of Steel is an award in which sport? Is it A, Gaelic football, B, rugby league, or C, rugby union? Which horse won the Cheltenham Gold Cup this year? Was it A, Lost in Translation, B, Album Photo, or C, Santini? Question 4. Who scored the goal, the second goal that is, for the USA in the 2019 Women's World Cup final? Was it A, Rose, B, Mayo, or C, Alex Morgan? And your final question in the final round of the second Muscular Dystrophy UK virtual celebrity locked-in sports quiz is: which team won the Premiership Rugby Cup the most times? Is it A, Bath, B, Leicester, or C, Wasps? So they are your final questions. Thank you so much for supporting us tonight and taking part. And don't forget to put your answers through on Survey Monkey, because we're just about to head to the results in just a moment. But I want to introduce a short video for you now, all about our Muscles Matchday selfie, our hashtag, which of course kicked off on Saturday, the 9th of May, with our ambassador, Jack Wilshere, as captain of this whole campaign. It was a real success. And here's who's taken part so far. But also we want to keep this going. So it's just how you can join in as well with hashtag Muscles Matchday selfie video. Let's have a little look.
Great to see so many top footballers involved. So far, we have raised over £1,300 tonight, over £15,000 in our 2 sports quizzes. So far, there's still time to get involved. All you have to do is post a picture of yourself in your favourite football shirt and donate £5 to Muscular Dystrophy UK, and then tag your 5-a-side team of friends and family and hope that, or indeed ask them to do the same. In a few minutes, we'll be reading out the answers. So if you are submitting your answers, please make sure you do so as soon as possible. It's also your last opportunity to enter the team name competition for the best team name so far. Amongst the front runners, the Quiz Team Chapel. I like that. And incidentally, Michelangelo, massive fan of quizzes. He actually, this is a self-portrait of himself, having just lost a pub quiz in 1509 in Rome. Got a question wrong about Giotto, of all things, one of his artistic heroes. So Team Beckers United, the Lone Chair Boy, Jack Russell is for life, not just for Christmas. Quiz Camara, Northern Quarantine, Team Ratty and the Nonce amongst the teams in with a chance of winning the best team name prize. So we've just got a couple of minutes before we start giving you the answers. If you've already submitted your answers, should have another bonus question. Okay, here we are. And apologies if you saw the live bugle show I did on Saturday. This was a question from that. This might take. Here's a question. What failed to stop Cleveland Indians pitcher Ray Caldwell from finishing a Major League Baseball game against Philadelphia Athletics in the year 1919? What happened to him? And he carried on playing. A, he was attacked by a dog and had his finger bitten off. B, he became vice president to Woodrow Wilson after Thomas R. Marshall temporarily stepped down due to a trampolining injury. C, he was attacked by his girlfriend's furious husband and had his nose broken. D, he was attacked by his own furious wife and had his eardrum perforated. E, he was attacked by both his girlfriend's furious husband and his own furious wife, had his nose broken, his eardrum perforated, and clattered in a painful place with a baseball bat. F, arrested by Chicago police on suspicion of murder. G, arrested by Chicago police for attempted murder after attempting to kill Athletics hitter Drellard Butclark with his own bat after mishearing what he assumed was a personal insult. H, he was abducted by aliens and returned 2 minutes later, claiming he'd been away for 20 years, pitched an unplayable 125-mile-an-hour fastball. He said he'd learned in outer space and then retired from the game instantaneously. I, his wife gave birth in the dugout. J, he gave birth in the dugout. K, he died of Spanish influenza. L, he ran out of balls due to the number of home runs conceded and finished the match pitching apples in the 9th. M, the Treaty of Versailles stopped. There was a subclause. Woodrow Wilson hated the Cleveland Indians and inserted a subclause in the Treaty of Versailles, making it illegal to pitch for them. Or was it, where have we got the N? He was struck by lightning. There you go. 14 choices. Do you want the answer? The answer is N. He was struck by lightning. I could have given that as the first one. You'd have probably got it. Anyway, there's your bonus quiz. I think that you have to have submitted your answers to tonight's quiz questions. Don't forget, you can still text MDUK3 to 70660 to donate. Your £5 will go to the Just Giving page virtual sports quiz. And we will now rejoin Gabby Logan for the answers to tonight's quiz. Gabby, you're a very, very sporting family. You yourself were an international gymnast. Your husband, Kenny, international rugby player. Have you got any advice for those less sportingly gifted, shall we say, speaking from my own point of view, how to keep active during these bizarre times?
I think what the lovely thing actually about this is that families have started doing a lot together, and we always do try and encourage the kids to do things with us. But I think kids have been doing a lot more sport with their parents, and you've seen obviously Joe Wicks in the morning obviously is getting kids moving, and hopefully the weather as well as encourage people outside. I'm hopeful, as well as the environment and air quality improving over the last 7 weeks. I'm hoping that one of the legacies of this will be that people keep moving and keep doing more sport and keep themselves active. It's not everybody can be an international athlete, can they? But I think we'd all like the idea that we all kind of keep moving a little bit more after this. I see so many families out now. I don't know about you, Andy, going out, in a group together, doing something, whatever it is, a walk, a run, a cycle. And I just makes my heart kind of sing when I see that. So it would be lovely. I think one of the great legacies of 2012 was competitive sports got a massive boost, but I don't think we saw that uptake by mass participation, kind of, the families and the kids doing more sports. So who knows, maybe this experience has made us value that kind of freedom to go outside and do things a bit more. But anyway, if it's dancing around the kitchen to music, I can imagine you're a dancing around the kitchen type of guy, actually, Andy.
Well, we
Frozen.
lost you a bit there. I don't know if bickering counts as a sport.
Am I?
But Gabby's back. Does bickering count as a sport? Because we've been doing a hell of a lot of that in our family, getting really good at it. 10,000 hours, that's what you need, isn't it?
Oh, no.
Gabby Logan has frozen. So do we do it? It's answers time. We are going to Gabby for the answers for the answers to round one of the quiz.
Here are the answers to round one of the quiz. Question, I think Olympic level bickering is to be admired. Right. Question 1. Spain is the only country to have retained the European Championship. Was this true or false? The answer is true. Spain won the Euros in 2008 and 2012. Question 2. Wayne Rooney has scored the most goals for England as the European champion at the European Championships. Is this true or false? The answer is false. Alan Shearer holds the record, scoring 7 goals in 9 matches. Wayne Rooney's only scored 6 goals at the Euros. Question 3. Wales have got the highest average of goals scored per match. Was that true or false? It's true. Wales have scored a total of 10 goals in 6 matches. Question 4. Croatia have won the European Championship. Is that true or false? False. As good individuals as they have and as good a team that they've had in the past, they've only. The result of the 1968 European Championship semi-final between Italy and the USSR was decided by the toss of a coin. That is true. Italy guessed it right and proceeded to the finals. Just imagine if England had had that opportunity in many of their major championships. Sadly, penalties generally got in the way, didn't they? Now, the answers of the picture round. I hope you did well in round 1. Here's your chance to pick up some more points from that picture round. You had to guess which picture was the odd one out. Question 1, the answer was the magician himself, Ryan Giggs. Whilst they've all played for Manchester United, Giggs has never played for England, of course, unlike Beckham, Rooney and Lingard, because he played, of course, for Wales. Question 2, the answer was ropes. The bars, or parallel bars, or key bars, the rings and the horse are all gymnastic events, of course, and they're at the Olympics. The ropes is not. Question 3, the answer was Jamie Redknapp. Serena Williams, Gary Neville and Jonathan Brownlee have all got famous sporting siblings. Jamie has a famous sporting father. He does have a brother, but he hasn't played professional football. Question 4, the answer was cricket. Water polo, fencing and boxing are all current Olympic sports. The only time cricket has been played at the Olympics, which I'm sure really annoys Andy, was in 1900. And question 5, the answer, I love this question, is the purple ring. It is not the colour of an Olympic ring. The green, red and the yellow are. You know your Olympic rings if you got that one right. And now I'm going to hand over to Andy for the round 3 answers, that monumental, magnificent round that he curated. Here they are, the answers then to round 3.
Thanks, Abby. Yeah, that 1900 cricket. England still reigning Olympic cricket champions. They beat France, I believe, in 1900, albeit it was 2 teams of English players. I think one was from a club down in Dorset or somewhere. Well, I'm not sure it was the highest level of Olympic sport, to be fair. So we're delighted so many people have joined us for MDUK this evening. Text MDUK 3 to 70660 to donate £5. Here are the answers for my sporting curiosities round. Question 1. Which event has never been an event at the Summer Olympics? The answer was D. Military patrol has never been an event at the Summer Olympics. However, it was an event at the Winter Olympics. Military patrol was similar to biathlon, kind of cross-country skiing and shooting, but you did it as a team wearing massive backpacks and hunting down a rogue enemy unit, I think. Maybe not that last bit. Basically, imagine if Liam Neeson was turned into a sport. It was basically that. Whacking people with sticks was an event called Single Stick. It was part of the fencing program in the 1904 games in St. Louis. So Pigeon shooting, that was a Summer Games event. Cricket, as we've heard, never. Squash has never been an event at the Interim Leagues. It's a funny old universe we live in. Question 2, Ireland v England, February 1963 was the last time. What happened in a men's 5 or 6 nations match? The answer is a 0-0 draw. A 0-0 draw. That game finished 0-0. Proper cricket. Sorry, rugby. Proper defensive. Jeff Boycott rugby. Question 3. What unusual double sporting feat links the following 4 sportsmen? Leslie Vainikolo, rugby league player. New Zealand batsman Martin Donnelly, Maori Fa'asavalu, Harlequins flanker, and Wales scrum half Maurice Turnbull. The answer is C. They all played for England in one sport and against England in a different sport. Vainikolo played against England in rugby league. He played for England, having moved over to rugby union towards the end of his career. Martin Donnelly played against England for New Zealand at cricket, scored a double hundred at Lords. He played for England in rugby union in a 5 Nations. Maori Fa'asavalu played union either side of his rugby league career, in which he represented England. And Maurice Turnbull was an England cricketer, and he played scrum half for Wales at rugby against England. So that's your answer C. They all played for England in one sport, against England in a different sport. Question 4, what did Indian cricketer Sunil Valsan do without also doing another thing? The answer is C. He won the World Cup, but he never played international cricket. He was a member of the victorious Indian squad in 1983 that won India's first Cricket World Cup, but he'd never played for India. He didn't play in the tournament, and he was never picked again. So he won the World Cup, and he never played international cricket. An extraordinary feat, or non-feat. And question 5, what happened to the ball which Chicago Cubs fan Steve Bartman deflected away from his own team's fielder, leading to the Cubs losing to the Marlins and missing out on a place in the World Series in 2003. It was not taken into space, sadly, or by a Chicago-born astronaut, nor was it fed to a rhinoceros. It was B. It was blown up and made into pasta sauce. The detonation was designed by an Oscar-winning special effects expert called Michael Lantieri. The ball was then boiled, and the steam was captured and distilled and added to a pasta sauce. So those are your answers for the sporting curiosities. Back to Gabby for the answers to the last 2 rounds of tonight's quiz.
Hello. Andy, can you hear?
Hello. I can hear you.
Can you hear me? You can hear me. Okay. Shall I give you the answers to... Hi. Shall I give you the answers to rounds 4 and 5, guys? Do you want the answers? Yep. Okay. Let's do that then. Okay, the answers to a higher or lower round. Hopefully you got the hang of this one. Jamie Vardy scored 19 goals so far in this 2019-2020 Premiership season. This is higher than Sean Maddock's age of 15, when he broke, of course, the record for the youngest person to make a competitive maximum 147 break. So the number from that answer, of course, now is 19. The total number of balls on a snooker table is higher than the number of goals scored by Jamie Vardy. There are 22 balls in total, 15 red, 1 white, and 6 balls of other colours. The number of Ashes Test Series won by England is higher than the total number of balls on a snooker table. England have won the Ashes 32 times. Australia have won it 33 times. Question 4. The number of victories for Anthony Joshua is lower than the number of times England has won the Ashes. Joshua has won 23 out of his 24 fights. Question 5. Dina Asher-Smith's 200-meter time in seconds at the 2019 World Athletics Championships is lower than the number of fights won by Anthony Joshua. Dina became the 2019 world champion with a time of 21.88 seconds. A huge well done if you got all of those right. Right, let's move on to the general knowledge sporting quiz round. Question 1. Who is the number 1, the current world number 1 tennis player in the world, female tennis player? It's the Australian Ashley Barty. Question 2, the Man of Steel, of course, is an award in rugby league. Question 3, which horse won the Cheltenham Gold Cup this year? It was Album Photo. It won the Gold Cup for the 2nd time in a row. Question 4. Who scored the second goal for the USA in the 2019 Women's World Cup final? I was there, and it was the wonderful Rose Lavelle scored the second goal. Megan Rapinoe, who ended up, of course, winning Player of the Year, scored the first even. Question 5. Which team has won the Premiership Rugby Cup the most times? It's Leicester Tigers. They have 10 titles to their name. I hope you got all of those answers, because I appear to have changed, my image on the screen has changed completely. So I hope I'm still with you in your homes or wherever you're doing this quiz, and that you did very well there. And keep an eye on our Facebook page, because we're going to be sharing the leaderboard with all the results tomorrow. But that brings us to the end of this evening's quiz. It would be true to say that it's had its hitches, it's had its moments. Technologically, I've obviously been the one that's been completely in the dustbin, and I'm sorry about that I've just been in and out a little bit. Andy has kept you all completely sane with both his wonderful questions and, of course, his illuminating and very artistic background, which I've appreciated. I'm sure everybody else has, Andy. Thank you so much, Andy, for steadying the ship.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Well, we have to announce the winner of the best team name before we go. And since I was lucky enough to break into this glorious place to host a quiz from here, the winner of the best team name goes to the Quiz Team Chapel, which, but it's a bit of a stretch for the system. But the Quiz Team Chapel, here we are. You are the winners of a few bottles of Aluna coconut rum and a case of bloody drinks, classic cans of pre-mixed Bloody Marys. To claim your prize, Quiz Team Chapel, you need to contact events@musculardystrophyuk.org. Remember to check out our website tomorrow to see the results table, find out how you did. And please let us know if you enjoyed it. Perhaps, hopefully, we'll be able to do a third, and might even be with a slightly more functional internet. Who knows? It's been a pleasure talking to you, and I'd like to say thank you to our brilliant quizmaster, Gabby Logan, in and out of the glitches. Also to production company Chimera, who've given up their valuable time and organised the technical side of things, which has made our virtual quiz possible tonight. And above all, thanks to all of you for taking part. We have raised £1,400 for Muscular Dystrophy UK. Thanks to the 125 or so of you who have joined us tonight, we've raised £15,342 from the two quizzes combined. Remember, you can still donate. Tell your friends, your family, tell your enemies about it if you think they'll give. Text MDUK 3 to 70660 to donate your £5, or the Just Giving page virtual sports quiz. Thanks to all our sports stars who joined us, Chloe Ball Hopkins, and our array of cricketing legends, Graeme Swann, Phil Tufnell, and Alec Stewart, displaying a range of skills and non-skills that we never thought they have. Thank you for joining us. Do support MDUK, this wonderful charity. Pencils down. This quiz is over. Good night.